Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Lounge podcast with your hosts, Liz and KT. And this week, we're going to be exposing our high school.
We're going back in time. Who would have thought?
Yeah, crazy, a little traumatized. So, basically, this episode, we're just going to be giving y'all all the tea about what it's like going to school in the South.
South, quote unquote, because,
Yeah,
Kentucky, is it the South? Is it not the South? Depends on who you asking.
yeah, because me personally, I feel like where we live is not really the South, but like when I'm at college, I definitely get more Southern vibes.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a different culture.
Yeah. But before we get into all that, of course, we gotta give y'all our little segments. So I'll just let you guys know what I've been up to since the last time I talked to you guys. So I've just basically been down bad. This is probably the first day in like days that I felt normal, even though I still feel a little sicky. But basically, I don't know. I just woke up with a cough and then just been going downhill. But it's fine now, and I just want to be on a yacht. I'm fully on like Euro summer, not even Euro summer, just like people traveling everywhere, and I'm like, I want to be them. And you know what? One day we're gonna get there, and I want to be on a yacht, maybe in Dubai. I don't know.
No, because for me, literally what Kennedy said, because I just hoping, the podcast blows up and we can manifest that for ourselves. Because I swear, every time I get on social media, specifically Instagram, and I'm like casually scrolling through the stories, why is a new person over in Europe? Like everyone and their mothers is out there. And I'm
Exactly.
manifesting that for both of us.
Yes. And then I saw something on TikTok, I think. I don't follow Kendall or Kylie, but I think they're like in Spain and they was on this yacht. And there's that video of Kendall running her little dress on their yacht. I said, yeah, that should be me.
Something about just like Europe, the clear blue waters, the boat, like I just
Yep.
need that. It's a need. It's not a want anymore.
Exactly.
And now we're gonna be talking about some of our favorites of the week. So I'll go ahead and start off. So my favorite of the week was watching Steph's YouTube videos. Steph, I never know how to pronounce her last name. Boer, I think. Boer. I don't know. The book girlies know who we talking about. But I've been catching up on all of my YouTube videos a little bit, and I was watching her vlogs. So I'm like 5 vlogs behind, and each vlog is like 40 minutes long, and I am eating up every single minute of it. I specifically just watched her book slump video, and I just related so much because if you've been keeping up with the podcast, I have been on a book slump, I swear, this entire summer. So it was very relatable to see her also in a book slump. And then my other favorite of the week is Crazy Rich Asians is back on Netflix. That is my comfort movie. I love that movie. I will rewatch it a million times and it never gets old. And I swear that movie, it be on Netflix for 1 month, then the next time it's on Hulu, and then it's on some streaming platform that I don't have. And right now it's on its little Netflix run. So I haven't rewatched it, but I'm gonna rewatch it today. So that's been like my little favorites of the week. What about you, Kennedy?
I'm gonna back you up real quick about Crazy Rich Asians. I've only seen it once though, but I will say it was such a good movie. So if you're listening and you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. But my favorites of the week, first we have the Florida Girlies. Now, if you don't know who I'm talking about the Holy Grail, and that is Greta, Natalie, and newly Hannah because she just started a YouTube channel. And Natalie and Greta, they both live in Florida, but Hannah lives in Georgia, I think, but comes down to Florida a lot. And their content is literally like my dream life. Like they live near the beach, they're just so colorful, playing pickleball, all do social media, and they all get to see each other a lot, and they just live their best lives. And like all their husbands and like partners are friends, and I just love it. It's just really good vibes.
And
And
before
then,
Kennedy,
oh
sorry, I
no,
was
you
just
go. Sorry.
before Kennedy goes on to her next favorite, I just want to back it up by saying, like, when I got on YouTube this morning, if you follow Natalie and Greta, you know that they post at the same time their vlogs. So I was used to seeing, the two little videos, and then I saw three little Florida vibe videos, and I immediately screenshotted it and sent it to Kennedy because I was like, "This is the dream, bro." But continue, Kennedy.
Yeah, and Greta, she has a business called Beach Club, which I want to buy some stuff from there when I get some money. But and she recently just like took them on like a little brand trip. So jealous. I'm like, I wish. it just seems so nice to be in the sun. But next, my next favorite is we're gonna switch the gears a little bit. I love true crime. I don't listen to it as much as I used to because it makes my anxiety a little worse. But I really like the Murder with My Husband podcast, and the hosts are Peyton and Garrett Moreland, and she likes true crime and he doesn't, and it's kind of told in a very unique way. So he has no idea going into the episode like what the case is about. He doesn't really know much about true crime, and so she's like relaying to him the information, and she's really good at storytelling, and he kind of like reacts like with the like as if like the watchers would, and like has questions and stuff, and I really like it. Very unique, and the cases they cover are very interesting, and it's like straight and to the point, which I like. And then they also have a really cute dog that just makes the video just even, it just sets the vibe. And then next, this is very random. This is some candy, and it's the Kinder Bueno Minis. When I tell y'all, I got a bag like a family size, share size, dangerous. They are almost gone. They're just so good. So if y'all haven't tried them, y'all need to.
No, and those little candy bars, they're the perfect size to where it's like 2 bites max. So it's like you just eat some more and next thing you know, the entire bag is gone.
Exactly. That's why it's dangerous. And I feel like they're just so light, so it doesn't even feel like you're eating anything.
If you moral of the story, if you haven't tried them, get yourself to the grocery store and get you some. They're life-changing and that's coming from someone who doesn't even really like chocolate, so
Same. So now we're going to get into some trendy pop culture topics of the week. So, of course, first, we have to talk about this, especially after our fangirl episode. A new Hunger Games book and movie is coming.
bruh, that the way when they dropped, like, the posts for both of those was actually crazy. Like, who would have thought?
I know, and it's crazy because after the prequel, I know everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, like we need Hey Mitchell's story, we need this and this." But I was like, "Yeah, probably not gonna happen, honestly." But then it just happened. Like we literally just woke up with this news, and I was like, "What?"
No, and I don't know about you, but my whole For You page has been specifically with, like, the movie, people trying to, like, do, like, their dream cast and everything, and, like, all the different theories of what the movie's gonna be about, so I think we need to talk about it a little bit, Kennedy.
Yep, for sure. Hold on, I'm like looking up what it's called because I done forgot. But it's crazy that they like. I first saw the book announcement first, and then I saw like, oh, there's a movie coming as well. It's supposed to be Hey Mitch's story. Oh, it's called Sunrise on the Reaping. So it takes place 24 years before the setting of the original trilogy and decades after the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And so this is the 50th rendition of the Hunger Games, and it's the competition that features Haymitch Alpernathy. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah.
And this morning, I recently saw theories about how, like, it's not even gonna be really about Haymitch because people are like, we know his story, but it's gonna be like he's gonna be a central character and it's gonna be more of the behind the scenes. So it's gonna be really interesting to see like what it is. And then in regards to the book, personally, I've never read the Hunger Games books. They are on my TBR. I will get to them eventually. I'm more of the movie type person of that like whole universe or whatever. But I saw this other TikTok where they were talking about how the author, Suzanne Collins, I believe, she only like comes out with books or like she only writes when she has something to say. So people are like saying like with everything going on in the world, it's gonna be really interesting like what the book is all gonna be about. So the book girlies I know and the fangirls, this is their moment to rise and shine.
Yeah, I'm with Liz. I never read the books. I have them. And with this announcement, I might make them more of a priority this summer, but I've always watched the movies, and I've seen the stuff too about how she only writes when she has like something to say. And I will say like after the prequel came out, and like I'm older now so I can like see the themes more, and I do have to say watching the Hunger Games like movies again definitely hit different with everything that's going on.
No, I feel like yeah. Yeah, 100%. And then with the casting, I know this is controversial apparently, but Drew Starkey, everybody's hating on him like being cast for it, but I don't know. I can kind of see it. Like, I don't know. And then I was talking to my friend Abby and bruh, you know me and my obsession with Maxton Hall. We were talking about how the main guy, James Buford, is that his name? Him, the main guy in Max and Hall. Low key, he could be Haymitch. Like he has the sassiness of Haymitch. He's a blonde. He looks like him, low key, like a young him. And then also the only thing he would need to perfect is, the accent, because Haymitch has that American country accent, and as we know, the actor is German, Dutch, something over there with an accent. So he would just need some voice coaching lessons. But Loki, I feel like he would be a good actor for the role, and he's that like up and coming actor, making more of a, I don't know, a name for himself. So just putting it out there.
I will say I'm a Drew Starkey girly, but me personally, I could not see him as Haymitch. At least now, like I would need to see him like fully in costume, done up. Because I'm just thinking of him like buzz cut him, like that's all I could see. So I would just have to like see him, like in full costume and stuff. I don't know, I'm just like expecting someone like a bit younger. Not that he can't pull off as a teenager, but like I don't know. I could see the guy who's in Maxton Hall. Um, I saw this TikTok that had like multiple options, and there was some random guy I've never saw. His name was like Louis, and I was like, he looks like he could be a good match. But I don't know anything about him. I just saw the picture, and I was like, just off of looks, I think he could be good.
Only time will tell on who they decide to cast. But our next topic for our pop culture section is, of course, Sabrina Carpenter's new song and the music video that dropped. What are your thoughts, Kennedy?
Well, even though I put this on here, I have not seen it. I know I'm a fake fan. I'm always like late to music, but I do want to listen to it. But I do like Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. Yeah, Espresso. Wait, Espresso. Me just adding letters into it has been on repeat. I've seen a lot about Barry being in the music video, so I definitely need to check it out. But I'm excited to listen to it when I do.
No, because the way me and Kennedy literally on the same wavelength, because right before we hopped on to record, I watched the music video because I thought Kennedy had already watched it and she was gonna have a lot to say about it. So I was like, let me actually watch it. I have like a lot on my For You page about the like main what's it called? The chorus part of the song. I like the chorus. It's a little vibe to it. And the music video, I liked it. I can't even lie. The story that was like I'm sorry, my throat. The story that was like happening throughout the music video, I really liked it. And I thought Barry had like a minuscule role in it, but no, man was like a whole main character in the music video. I really enjoyed the music video, especially because I feel like music videos, I feel like they'd be dying. Like it's just not the, like back earlier in the early 2000s, music videos was dropping left and right and it was all really, really good. But that's the kind of vibe that I got from the music video. I really enjoyed it.
See, now I really need to go and watch it now because one thing about me when I was younger, I feel like everyone that was younger, like we just used to sit and watch music videos. Like the girlies are not doing that anymore. So I'm glad Sabrina is bringing that back.
No, because I know you was the little music channel, not music channel, YouTube channel, Vivo, is that what it's called?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
where all the music videos was on there. Yep, and then like all the music videos, they would have that Vivo logo thing like in the corner. Those were the days. Those were the days. But while we're on the topic of music, we're gonna go ahead and jump into. Oh, I'm going out of order, but we'll just do it for a little bit, a little different. Our song of the week. So Kennedy, what have you been listening to?
So remember I told y'all last week, don't be surprised if my song of the week is a Burna Boy song. So this week it's Last Last by Burna Boy. And I'm just gonna play like the beginning part. And this time it won't glitch out because I will click this one setting. And the beginning is just too good. So yeah. He don't cast, last, last. Now everybody go to breakfast. So yeah, as you can tell, just from the beginning, such a vibe, especially for the summer.
Okay, so my song of the week this week is it's called, hold up a second. It's called La Falda and it's by Mike Towers. And this song has been on repeat on my phone. Not only my phone, but like when my brother's in the car, he stays playing this song. So it's just been stuck in my head 24/7. So I'm gonna show y'all my little favorite part of it. 1 second. But yeah, that's my song of the week. I feel like it's just like good summer vibes to it.
Now we're gonna get into what we are watching. I unfortunately have been watching a lot of TV because that's the only thing I could do for the past couple of days. So I'll just go first with my three things because Liz, she only got one because she busy. Um, but my first one is I finally watched X-Men. I know that movie came out in like what 2000, and I just now watched it, but it's fine. Um, it was pretty good. I forgot what it was about already, but that's how it always is with me. But yeah, I mostly watched it because my future roomie, she really wanted me to watch it, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and I just haven't watched it, so I just did. But I'm definitely gonna watch more of the movies. I didn't realize how many people were in that movie.
No, the amount of people and the amount of movies, Kennedy, you in for a whole new universe to explore.
I know there's like 50 million movies. I'm like, Jesus. And then, if y'all don't know, now you're gonna know. I'm a horror girl. I love me some horror, some thriller movies. So I watched Night Swim. It's on Peacock. It's literally a horror movie about like a swimming pool. And it's not the best horror movie, but it's not the worst. It was definitely better than I expected. And it has that one guy. What is he in? I know he's in like this thing about the Mormons and there's a murder. If you know what I'm talking about on Hulu.
The one with Andrew Garfield in it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, so a guy from that is in Night Swim, and it was just pretty interesting. It definitely had me shook. I was like, oh, and the ending definitely caught me off guard. So, if you like horror, I think you should definitely watch it. And then last, I literally binge season 2 of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. If you don't know what it is, if you're not into reality TV, it's basically, at least this version of Summer House is this group of friends. They stay in a house on Martha's Vineyard for 15 days. There's also another series, but they stay for like the whole summer. But this one is like basically the Summer House franchise, but like the black version. And it's really funny and the drama is crazy. So I literally sat there and binged it. And it makes me want to stay in a house in the Hamptons. I think Martha's Vineyard's in the Hamptons. I don't know. Excuse me if I'm wrong. For 2 weeks and just have fun. But one thing I wonder about these reality TV shows is like these people, they be claiming to be friends, but the way they talk to each other and argue with each other is crazy. Like I could not imagine our friend group talking to each other like the way these people be doing. But I'm here for the drama, so
And really quickly, like the behind the scenes, like when they do the person like they show the clips and then the person involved, like they're like interviewing them and asking them, and then they just be popping off on everyone. I'm like, dang, like I thought y'all was friends at least.
exactly. And it always, when it comes to reality TV shows, this is just kind of like a thing in general. It always annoys me when it's like y'all know y'all on camera, and then they be like, and they be trying to lie, and I'm like, why are we doing that? Like, why?
They think that they're slick or something. So my current watch is I have on the opposite, I haven't been watching a lot of TV, but I haven't been sick like Kennedy. But my watch, I started it like 2 nights ago with my cousin. I started a K-drama. I have been slacking on my K-drama gang, but I started Queen of Tears and very interesting. I think we only watched the first episode. We started the second one, but I fell asleep. But it's basically like this couple, this girl, she's super rich. This guy, he was like from a lower income, and everything. They get married, and now we're like into their marriage, and he wants to get a divorce, and he hates his wife, and he hates everything about it. And then there's a plot twist though at the end of episode 1 where he's like, "Dang," And it's really, I don't know. I'm into it so far, so we'll see how it goes. But the thing about K-dramas, if you watch them, they are so long. I swear, one episode is like a whole movie. Because I swear episode 1 was like an hour and a half. So it just takes me a while to get through and watch the full K-drama. Now we're gonna go into our current reads. I'll go ahead and take it away because mine is pretty short. I'm still in a slump, screaming, crying, throwing up. I'm going through it. This is supposed to be like the summer when I'm supposed to be catching up on my book reading. And I be seeing people post on social media like reading their books and everything. And I'm like, I just can't relate. But at the same time, low key, question mark, I started Akatar. I downloaded it on my Kindle, and I think I'm not very far into it. I'm, like, still on chapter 1, I think. So, like, I started it, question mark. I started, like, 3 days ago. I haven't picked up my Kindle since, though. So that's why I'm like, did I really start it or did I not start it? I'll update y'all on the next episode if I actually started it or not.
Yeah, so I'm still very much reading the book I've probably mentioned for like 3, 4 episodes in a row, and that is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. We're not even gonna get into it. But I feel like I'm close to being done. Maybe not this episode, maybe the next episode. I'll actually have finished it. But yeah, we'll see. And as of upcoming reads, I think I'm gonna do A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But then when we were recording with Kelsey, she also mentioned a memoir. I was like, oh wait, I forgot I had that. That might be a good read also. But it's most likely gonna be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. But we'll see.
I second that. I think you should read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think it'll get you out of your slump, maybe. And if it doesn't, don't quote me, forget everything I ever said, you know? And then my upcoming read is Akatar, question mark. I'll update y'all. I don't know. We'll see. And with that, we're gonna be getting into oh my gosh, my throat. Kennedy is passing on her illness to me. We're gonna be getting onto our topic of the episode, which is going to school in the South, exposing our high school experience. There's so much to talk about, Kennedy.
Yes, I feel like first, I didn't even write this down in the outline, but I feel like maybe first, should we like give like a little background of like who we were in high school and what we did and blah blah blah.
Yes. So I'll also give like a quick little overview of our high school overall. So in our town, there's 3 high schools. The high school we went to, I feel like it was more of the country high school. I can't even lie. Just because we were
Yeah.
where we were located, it like went out to like a lot of like the country roads, like the curvy roads, the farm area. So it's a lot of like that side, but then it's also close to a really rich neighborhood. So it was a lot of that side too. So it was like a balance of both cultures, I feel like coming together. But a little bit about me in high school, which is feels it was so long ago. That was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, three, three. I can't do math. I was involved in like I did running, so I did cross country and track, so I did that. And then high school is when I really met like reconnected and then also met like the people within our current friend group and everything. Because I went to a different school in middle school. So that was like my little going into high school. I don't know what else to add. You can take it away, Kennedy.
And so Liz also knows play. I just like tell your whole like high school story for you. No, but for me, I don't know, I feel like it was pretty normal. I did cheer. I attempted track at one point, but then COVID came. I did beta club.
We were
Um
both in like the medical at that point we both wanted to go into the medical field, so we were in
Oh
HOSA.
yeah, I forgot about that.
So we had like those little
Oh
medical classes together.
yeah, whew, dark times. Um, yeah, we got yelled at in the morning by teachers. I didn't do much. Like, I wasn't like I feel like there's so many podcasters you hear. They're like, "Oh yeah, I was going crazy in high school." Not me. My life was basically go to school, hang with friends during school, and then cheer, and then go home, eat, go to sleep. And yeah, I was with the same people on the weekends. And yeah, so high school was pretty chill.
And with that, we both wrote down like different topics that we can discuss, going to school in the South, exposing the high school or whatever. So I'll go ahead and start it off. We had this thing called Tractor Day. And every time I tell someone about this, they look at me so confused because they're like, what is that? And it's literally what the name says. People would like bring their tractors to school, park them outside in the front, and then like between class, you would just go out and like look at the tractors. And like it wasn't like the tractors were moving, they were literally just sitting. And you would go look at the tractors and everything. Like a lot of the classes, you would get like out like 10, 15 minutes earlier and you would go and just chill out there and take pictures on tractors. And like they would actually like drive, like pull up to school with the tractors and everything.
It's crazy because like tractor day is like such a big thing. Like we would like sometimes like we would not even like have class. Like our teachers would be like, no, we can like go out and look at the tractors instead of like doing schoolwork. And like we would be taking pictures by the tractors. And mind you, me and Liz, we are not country girls, but trust, we was posing on them tractors, got pictures with people in front of them tractors. Like, it's actually crazy.
No, because, like, whenever I tell someone, they've never heard of that in their life, and that was, like, so normal, like, that wasn't, like, crazy to us. Even, like, within our town, the school on the other side of town, they didn't have tractor day, y'all, like, that's how you know we was built different over here.
And I think even those days, like sometimes those kids would come over and like grown adults will like come, like take off work or whatever and come see these tractors. Like it was a whole thing. So I just feel like for my list, I just added this because I just remember this. I feel like I should just start off with an encounter or a situation I put myself in. Freshman orientation. So y'all know how there's like this ongoing joke with like a lot of schools that there's a pool on the roof. Y'all, so they got me during freshman orientation. I remember this. So I was in a group, which first of all, freshman orientation was a mess. And so I was in a group. And this is like my first time like really seeing the high school. And it's like 2 stories. And I knew there was an elevator, but like obviously I haven't been to the school, so I didn't really like understand like, oh, where does the elevator go? And like I didn't think like students used it for real. And so we were going like we were on a tour and the guide was like, yeah, and on the roof there's a pool. And I was like, and I sniffed, I was like, yeah, I smell the chlorine. Girl, you ain't smelling nothing. What you smell is the cleaning chemicals. Like, and that's and that's just like, girl, that's just like mine was real empty.
Yeah, kidding me. I have nothing to add to that. Um, the next one I have, going off tractor day. So like I said, our school, I'm trying to, like, give y'all, like, a little mental map image so you can, like, picture it. So to get to our school, if you live like in this like city part of the town, like you can get to it pretty easily, main roads and everything. However, if you live out like more in the country part or like where the curvy roads are and like the farms are, you like you only have one way of getting to the school, you know? There's not like other avenues. There's only one road that leads that way and it's a one way. Is that the right way? Is that the right term? It's one lane. Yeah, it's one lane. That's what I mean. Like you can't be passing people, you know? Especially if you're like in the morning and everything with like the traffic, like there's you can't pass people. If you would and sometimes going to school in the morning, you get stuck behind a tractor. And if you know anything about tractors, they go super, super slow. I mean like under 25 miles per hour they're driving. And they take up the like all of the one lane that they're in and a little bit of the other lane. So you can't pass them really. So if you were like going to school and you got stuck behind one of these, just know you were going to be late that day. There was just no way around it. You were going to be late that day. And I feel like that's just not a lot of people know about that, you know? And me and Kennedy, like our way to get to school, if you were stuck in behind one of them tractors, you was going to be late.
Yes, getting stuck behind a tractor is the most annoying thing ever. And they just like build up so much traffic. It's so annoying. And then my next thing is going to be something called cotillion. Now, I wasn't privy to this until I got to middle school. But it's like this big event. I feel like it's similar to like maybe that like debutante ball or whatever in the summer I turned pretty. I still don't really know what it is. um, but yeah, like when I tell y'all, everybody and their mamas be into it, like, and I always like it's a big deal. More when we were in middle school because it's like only middle schoolers. But I just remember cotillion being a big thing in our area when we were younger.
It was like such a big deal that like once you like graduated middle school, a lot of like high schoolers would go back and they would like help like teach it and like it was cool to them to be a part of it, you know? Like that's how like it was a I don't know, a social thing, I guess. My next thing is there was this trend, I swear, of everyone and their mamas having a Kate Spade purse to school. I mean, like, bruh, you would have your backpack, you would have your lunchbox, and then they would come to school with a purse. And it wasn't just like a little TJ Maxx purse. No, these were like Kate Spade bags. And I mean, Kate Spade isn't really that expensive compared to like other like high end brands, you know? But still, like, they would, and it wasn't a small purse, it was a big purse. I'm like, how much things are you fitting where you need a lunchbox, a backpack, and a purse. And it was like everybody wanted one. Like everybody had to have one, you know? And I feel like that's kind of like going back to where like our part of our town was like the really rich area, and then like how that, came into be. But like you would see people walking around the hallways with the purse and everything. I'm like, how much things do you really have? Because keep in mind, not everyone drives at this point. Like if you're a freshman and a sophomore, you're not driving yet. So like why you need a whole purse?
Yeah, I never got the purse trend either. I was like, that's just like too much to carry. I'm like Liz said, how much stuff could you have? And I don't know. I feel like it was mostly obvious. Like people would just like highlight their phones in it and like their vapes. And obviously, if you're a girl, like your period stuff. But like that's all stuff that can go in your backpack. And like I don't know. I just remember people like they'd be like, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." And they bring their purse with them. But I'm like, I would not want my purse in that nasty school bathroom. And then my next point of topic, I just wrote cheer and sports, but this is mostly how serious sports are in southern schools, like especially football and basketball, but more so men's basketball. Like when I tell you the athletes, like you're on another level. Like if you're on the football team, like they see you as God. I feel like Friday nights was like a thing. Games would be packed, and it's just such a big deal. Ooh, my microphone fell. And like we would have big pep rallies, which I hated. And it's just crazy. I'm just like, it's never that serious. Like it's just sports. Yeah. And then we like cheer, and I'm just thinking like cheer in the South is also like a very big thing. And it's like, oh girl, people definitely had some opinions. I mean, we definitely wasn't the best, but I'm like, baby, some of them parents in the stands, I'm just like, wow. But yeah, sports was just a very big thing here. But it was like crazy. And I didn't even realize like how much it really brings to like a school experience. Till I went to like the first college I went to, I feel like they weren't that big on like, school spirit, showing out for your team until, I went there and experienced it. I was like, oh wow, this is way different than when I was in high school. Like games was like all the hype, and I feel that more at my school now. But it truly is crazy how sports is like number one. Like as long as the football stadium is like fully renovated, whatever, like that's all good. Yeah, we have textbooks and stuff that are falling apart.
No, because going off that, the way like the entire town would go to these football games, I'm talking like people who graduated and have like grandkids now who go to the high school and everything. Like everybody would show up, and our friend group would always say like, "You will never catch me at a sporting event once I leave this school." Like that's just not our style. Like no hate if that is your thing, but like that's just not my thing personally. And I know it's not Kennedy's thing too. And then going off that too, the like treatment towards like if you were like on the sports team like from teachers too, it was like they would be conversing like they was besties. Like that's your teacher, that's not your best friend. Like I don't know, I just find that kind of a little weird to me personally. And then there was another thing Kennedy said, oh, the money. I'm talking like they would renovate the football field, like they spent all this money on like turf fields and everything. And like I don't know. Personally, I remember like my freshman year, the football team, like I'm pretty sure wasn't that good. Like they didn't make it a state or anything. But for like cross country, like we made it to state, like our male and our female team, like both times and everything. And like, there was no recognition because it wasn't like that football type basketball game with like all the hype and everything. Like there's other sports that would do really, really good. They just wouldn't get the recognition because it wasn't those like big south, big southern sports or whatever. Yeah, that's what I had to say about that. Um, oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh wait,
no,
and I
continue,
gotta
continue.
add something else about the treatment between the different sports, because like we said, they would spend all this money towards football team who honestly at times wasn't that good. But they get all this newly renovated stuff, but like they throw all these other sports that are actually bringing them stuff and bringing them wins, and like they just don't get the same thing. Like in terms of like, I'm thinking about like storage rooms, like football. They got this whole field house. When I tell y'all, when I attempted track for them couple weeks, y'all, they had a simple closet to store everything. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it ain't no. My mom's walk-in closet is bigger than that closet. Like it's sad. And then in the gym, there's like rooms. It's like the boys and girls basketball locker rooms, and there's a volleyball room and the cheer room. Y'all, our cheer room, hot mess. Which I'm glad we got a lot of space, but like for like the football coaches and stuff would be like so like, oh, you need to be here, you need to do this, this, and this. Yet our room looks the way it does, and they would like use it for other events. And I'm just like, we need to stop putting like football and stuff up so high and give attention to other sports as well.
Agreed. And I feel like that's just like a common thing going to school, like in the deep south at least. Like even like colleges, like you see how much they invest into like their football teams and everything and basketball teams. It just shows you like how crazy that whole sports realm thing is. My next topic is animal print. Oh my gosh. I swear everybody would be wearing animal print bags, animal print shirts, leggings probably, like, that stuff was everywhere, and they thought they looked cute, and honestly, I'm sorry if you are a animal print endorser, it's not cute, it's not coming back, we need to stop making it happen. Yeah, no.
Oh, and let's just not just say animal print. It was specifically that ugly cheetah.
Everybody had that cheetah print, like, I mean, people would be twinning without planning on twinning because they all had the same exact cheetah print style outfit, clothing stuff. Like, no.
And let me tell y'all, like, it wasn't just the students, y'all. It was the teachers too. Like, it fully was taking over Southern culture. Like when I tell y'all, my English teacher, my junior year, y'all, this girl, she had cheetah print watch band, cheetah print like shirt, a little shawl thing, flats, probably earrings, I think a scrunchie, and just so many other people I saw had like cheetah print dresses, shirts, leggings, probably like just everything. I'm like, y'all, it's not that cute, and I feel like it's low key trying to make a comeback, but I'm like, no, put it away. I'm traumatized. And then next, we're going to talk about the school dances. First, Sadie's. If you don't know what Sadie's is, because I feel like it's not that common, I don't think, but it's basically a country homecoming essentially, and you wear like jeans, flannels. I never went, and I personally don't feel like I don't feel any FOMO about that. But it was like a big thing. I think you rode up into like tractors into the event, and like you can get married there, quote unquote. And yeah, I don't know what type of music they played or anything, but
It
that's just something we had.
it was also like a girls ask guys dance. Like that was like our version. And yeah, you pulled up in a tractor and everything. Like it was at a barn near the high school. Like they went the full 9 yards. I will say I never went, but I will say people always said that was like the most fun dance. Like if you were to go to one dance, Sadie's was the one to go to because, like I said, it was the most fun. But I never went.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so I ran out of things on my list, but I'm gonna steal some from Kennedy's because I do have things to say about them.
Mhm.
So our next little topic is prom, or just dances in general, I feel like, but specifically prom. They started playing country music in the middle of it. Keep in mind, this was like COVID too. So like this was like our first time, like, you know, everybody was out, because school was still like you could be optional online or whatever. But it would go from like a good song and then there'd be like three country songs that nobody was singing to, nobody knew. It wasn't even like I feel like popular country songs. It was like a you are a country stan to know these songs. Because there's some songs living in the South you grow accustomed to and you learn them because they're always being played and they're like those the top country songs. These weren't the ones that were playing at the school dance. And it was just like it would be funny because the dance floor would be full and then the country song would come on and everybody would like go and get something to eat or like go and mix and mingle.
Yeah, honestly, the playlist was so bad. And see, we got the tea. So I'm gonna say this story, no names. So we had a friend, and she was like on the committee, and I remember she asked us like, "Oh, song recs," and we gave her some, and then I think she said like, "Oh yeah," she like added them or whatever, and basically all the good songs got taken off. I'm just like, see, this is why I feel like certain people should not be on the committee. Like, this prompt is not for just you and your friends. This is for everyone. And these be the same people that they be treating the yearbook like their own personal scrapbook. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? And but yeah, prom, I'm like, I could have lived without it. But it was for the experience to be with my friends. But I feel like I just had more fun after prom, just being with my friends instead of being at prom. But I will say it was our school did do like a good job of like making it because it was like outside in a tent. And it sounds a little ghetto, but it actually wasn't. The decorations were nice, and there was like a coffee truck and an ice cream truck. Okay, next we're gonna drop some high school lore. The cursed history hallway. So our high school, it's set up where it's like all the different like what's it called, like genres, not genres, but like
The subjects.
disciplines of learning. Yeah, the subjects. Yeah, the subjects are split up. So you have a math hallway, history hallway, English/Spanish hallway, and then the science hallway. And when I tell y'all, we're not gonna go into detail. Don't want to be disrespectful, but when I tell y'all, almost every teacher that was a history teacher in the history hallway, I swear they went through it. Some didn't make it, and some almost didn't make it. And I was like, wow, nobody work. If you know where we went to high school, don't work in the history hallway unless you're teaching French.
No, because like if you my brother, he's in high school right now, so like he'll tell me some of his teachers. I don't know none of them. He's like, "Do you know blah blah blah?" I'm like, "Nope, never heard of that name before." Um, but going off the hallways, we had I feel like this is like such like oh, you go to school in the south type thing. Like I feel like schools in the north wouldn't call this hallway what it's called, but we had a Jesus hallway. And don't like before you start thinking, oh, like it had like I don't know, like crosses and like I don't know, Jesus related images hung up or something. It was nothing like that. It was a hallway where like the health classes took place, not like medical health. It was like your mandatory health and PE class that you had to take. So that's where that hallway was. And the way that the hallway was set up, it was on the second floor and there was like these windows and it wasn't stained glass, but it wasn't like a regular window. Like it kind of like had a reflection to it, like the shape of the glass if that makes sense. But basically whenever you would like come out of your classroom and keep in mind, I don't know about the other health and PE classes, but like mine and Kennedy's because you were in the same class. I swear the room was always like dark. We were always watching some videos or like something where the projector was like on, so the lights were off. So whenever you would come out of that class, you were automatically like blinded by the light coming in. So we'd always call it like the Jesus hallway because it was like you were, you know, those scenes where like someone's dying on a TV show and they're like entering heaven or whatever, and it's like the light is like blinding them and everything. That was literally what it was like coming out of class, and it was just called the Jesus hallway because of like the light that would come in and everything. But like I said, I feel like if you went to school in like I don't know New York or something, and you had that hallway, you wouldn't call it the Jesus hallway. It's just because like it was the South.
Yeah, and you bringing up that maybe reminded me of something else that is just such like a southern thing. Our baccalaureate, or however you pronounce it, only
The
okay. Well, if you don't
baccalaureate.
know what it yeah, baccalaureate. So if you don't even know what that is, it's kind of like a optional like Christian service type thing for graduation, and we just like yeah, it's just a very Christian based way of like sending off your graduates before going to college.
And it was
And
optional to be in it. Like it wasn't a mandatory thing. It was like on a Sunday before graduation, I think so.
yeah, like Liz said, it was optional. But I will say some teachers, one teacher, he low key was trying to be like, I hope, I don't know. Actually, I'm not even gonna get into that. Just very questionable. Only something someone in the South would say. But what I wanted to really say was only in the South would you have your baccalaureate. Wait, I don't forgot already.
Baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate would it somehow turn into a testimony
Oh my gosh.
from the speaker.
Let's just say we were keep it so it's also like hot, right? And were we wearing masks? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were wearing masks. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were wearing masks, okay? We were in the gym. It was hot. I don't think they had the AC working or something. It was really hot in
Nope.
there. We were in the gowns. We had the masks on. The next thing you know, this man is giving a testimony. I swear we were in there for the longest time. Like you could see, like if you would look up to where the parents were sitting, they looked so confused on what this man was saying and doing. Like it was a you had to be there to experience it type thing, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, honestly.
I remember after my dad was like, yeah, they don't need to let that man speak again. And I was like, truly, this is only something that would happen in the South. And it was crazy, y'all. Like, we were all just sitting there. Mind y'all, we're like, what? 17, 18, about to embark on this new journey, and the speaker is giving his whole testimony about his alcoholism. Yeah, and then saying how the world is going to hate us and we need to make sure that we're like close to Jesus probably. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. I remember going to my brother's when I was younger.
We'll move on to our next topic. Um, so gym class. Oh, so I feel like this is everybody. Like you have to take that mandatory health and PE class or whatever. And me and Kenny were in the same class. Bruh, there would be like that class was just honestly the entertainment of my freshman year. It was just a ghetto class. Like the people in it, the teacher, the everything about it. Like specifically, there was a day we had a sub and somebody was like saying somebody stole their phone and like we couldn't leave and then they almost got in a fight and everything. And me and Kenny are just sitting there in the back like, what the heck is going on? Like they had to call the principal or something. It was it was very interesting. And then like our gym portion of the class, we would like be in the gym playing sports or whatever. But it was also at the same time that like one of the like upper division gym classes was happening with like juniors and seniors and everything or whatever. And then they would make us play sports with them. Like little freshmen, Kennedy and Liz, over here playing kickball with them. And then like I didn't enjoy it. I felt like I hated that class so much. But at the same time, it was an experience because like the people in it and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Heavy on the that class was ghetto, and that same teacher was the same guy who spoke at our graduation thingy, so that tells you everything you need to know. He was definitely an overshare, but I had to share this story. So like Liz said, there was like an upper division class, and it was like all men. I don't think there was any girls in that class. And y'all, let me tell you about the story about kickball. So our teacher was out, and so this was when we were in the gym portion, and so the other teacher just watched us, and he was like, okay, we're gonna play kickball, and everyone at least has to go once. So that was already annoying because if y'all know, high school boys in general, they're really competitive. They're not fun to play against because it's just really annoying. And me and Liz, we were in the back, and for the most part, everyone went. And before it was our turns, the teacher was like, "Oh, so has everyone went?" And so obviously, me and Liz weren't gonna say anything. And then this little redhead boy, see, I remember what he looked like. He said, "These two have it," and pointed at us. Like, sir, we could have gotten away with it. Like, what was the reason? It wasn't like we were being graded, like, none of that. He was just being annoying for no reason. And I wish him the worst in life.
Yeah, what Kennedy said because I can't. I hate that class. Another thing we had, I feel like okay, this isn't I don't know. I don't think it's a universal southern experience. I think it was just our school. There were some creepy and rude teachers, y'all. The rude part I feel like is a southern thing, like that southern rudeness, or like just the attitude that was not needed. And then creepy, I don't want to go into too much detail, but there was like certain teachers that would like there would be things that they would say that would get around. Like, I don't know, someone said something they enjoyed watching girls play volleyball. Keep in mind, this is a grown man. I don't know, like, there was certain things that people would say, or like the way that they would interact with like their female students and everything, where I was just kind of like, side eye, anyways, let me mind my business. I don't want to be your bestie. And then it would be the same teachers who would like try to be your best friend. Like, they would be talking about like, people would be, like, telling them their life and everything, and I mean, I guess, like, kudos to you, you're confident, like, talking to them and comfortable talking to them or whatever, but I don't know. I always found it weird, and I still find it weird.
Heavy on the creepy and rude teachers. Like, rude, I feel like I mostly experienced rude teachers with like some of the older, like, women workers at the school. Like, front office people, straight female dogs. Like, I'm sorry, just so rude. Like, for no reason. Like, girl, this is your job. Um, One of our science teachers, I'm not gonna put her name on blast, but she was a science teacher. If you know, you know. Very rude. She would yell at us all the time for no reason. Well, I feel like sometimes we could probably be like louder stuff, but there were some days I feel like we generally weren't doing anything, and she would still have something to say. Like one time, she yelled at us for being in front of the elevator. Mind you, the elevator in our school is mostly used for like if you have like an injury and you need to get to the second floor. This girl is perfectly fine. She needs to take the stairs. Like, girl, your legs. God gave you two legs. Use them. She was just very rude. And in terms of creepy teachers, yeah, the volleyball thing, I was in that class. Yeah, we this was when we were on online school, and the we were like split up, and so the people that were in person were working, and like we were working, and so it was like him and the other teacher were talking. He was like, "Yeah, I can't watch college volleyball games, like it makes me uncomfortable or something." And the other teacher was like, "Come on now, like what?" And I was just like, "Oh, wow, I should not be here." And then again with the creepy, I remember I had this one teacher, and he was talking about a previous student he had, and he was just saying how like she was drop dead gorgeous. And this was the same teacher that like was a little too friendly with students, like wanted to have them on social media, and he would like encourage it. And I was just like, I don't like these boundaries. And then I feel like we've all seen that trend about where that one subject of a teacher gets really friendly with the football players. We definitely had one of those. So yeah, just boundaries. Like one teacher, I mean, I don't think in like I don't think anything like bad. Like I don't think any of these people have bad intention, but just me personally, I like boundaries. And it's like one teacher, she friended me on Facebook. I was like, okay, I don't really want you to see in my life, even though I don't do anything. But it's just the I feel like boundaries in the South are just not really a thing.
Yeah, I think like what Kennedy's saying is like definitely some of these people, most of them had good intentions. Some of them kind of still sus of you, but like just the boundaries. Like I don't know, you're like in a professional setting with a teenager. Something about that, I just feel like you have to be careful of what you're saying and doing. But like Kennedy said, I feel like it might be like a southern thing or just boundaries aren't very existent sometimes. And then our last one, we're ending it off on a note, let's just say. We had a guidance counselor. So there was when me and Kennedy, I think it's different now, but when me and Kennedy were in school, it was two guidance counselors and it was divided by like half of the alphabet and then the other half of the alphabet. So like if you had like A through I don't know M last names, you were with one guidance counselor. If you had into Z, yeah, that's last letter. Into Z last names, that was another guidance counselor. And so one of the guidance counselors with like the beginning of the alphabet, she like brought a gun to school and she was like arrested and everything and like fired obviously. And like the thing like that's just like such a southern thing. Like Kentucky's like an open carry state and everything. Like, that just be crazy in and of itself. But the story goes that like she was at a derby party, which is again another Kentucky thing, the horses racing. But she was at a derby party and she had a gun or something and she forgot that she had it in her bag when she went to school. But then where the sus part of it is that apparently she was bragging about it to some teachers at the school. So then one of the teachers like snitched, but like with good reason, because why do you have a gun at school? And then yeah, that's how she like got caught up in everything. But that's just crazy, crazy. Like that would only happen in the South, I feel like. A teacher bragging about the gun that they have in their bag.
I know, and then mind you, so she got fired, all that, like face plastered everywhere. Like she got arrested at school. Y'all, she tried to sue the school like months later. I was like, that's actually crazy. Like she tried to say like unlawful like search or something because they like put her like aside. And like I think she's trying to say like those teachers had like something against her or something. I'm like, girl, like Liz said, why do you have a gun at school? Like there's no reason for it. And this teacher, or this guidance counselor, like she was rude. Like she always had something to say. I did not like her. So I'm sure she was bragging about it. Like I would not put that past her. And so yeah, I think she still lives in our town. I don't know for sure, but she she works in a place that's where we live. Last time I checked, but my mom, I'm like, this girl cannot read the room because she saw this lady at this food place and she was like, you look familiar. Do I know you? Like something along those lines. So she was like, yeah, I used to work at blank. And I was just like, Mom, why would you say that? Like, but I'm glad that lady's not there because she was rude.
No, like it was known. Like there was like the nice guidance counselor and like the mean, rude one with attitude. And like their last names, low key, they were kind of similar. They were very similar last names. I don't remember which one I had. If actually, I do remember which one I had. But like whenever you would tell someone who your guidance counselor is, you would always say like, "Oh, I have the nice one. Oh, I have the rude one." That's just how it was. But with that, that is our exposing our high school growing up in the South experience, you know. Some very unique experiences, some I feel like universal experiences overall, but uh, closing that chapter. Anything you want to add, Kennedy?
Yes, I'm glad to be done with high school. Definitely not the best 4 years of my life. Low key, we probably have more stories we could tell. So if y'all want a part two, just let us know. And before you head out, don't forget to leave a review, like, comment, subscribe, all those little thingies, because that really helps us out a lot.
And we will see you guys next week on the Girls Lounge with Liz and KT. Thank you. Bye.